relocating to Canada. So that is very important. Please watch the video. And today I'll be talking about how you can apply for your study visa. So once you are given your admission, the next thing for you to do is to apply for your study visa. How can you apply and what are the requirements? Today, I'll just give you an overview of what it is like, and in another video, I will talk more about each of these documents and requirements in more details and tell you about things that can make your study visas to be rejected. But today, I'm just focusing on giving you an overview of what it is like to apply for your study visa. So let's get started. How do you apply for your study visa? What do you need to apply for your study visa? First of all, hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chuks and this is Canada Info Place, where I share information on just about everything you need to know if you will have the plan of coming over to Canada. So I share information about Canadian immigration processes and living in Canada. So welcome. If you are a new subscriber, new viewer, please go ahead and subscribe, like the videos, share with your friends. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate them. It's been a while I did a video, and this is because I've been so busy with work. Canada is a very busy place, right? So, but despite my busy schedule, I try to put in efforts and make out the time to do these videos just because of you. So please subscribe to my channel as a means of supporting me and the growth of this channel. Thank you once again for joining me. This is Canada Info Place. Welcome. And today I'll be talking about applying for your study visa. So assuming that you've already gotten your admission offer, you decided that you're going to come over to Canada to school, you've applied for your admission, you've been given admission, the next thing for you to do is to apply for your study visa. So how do you go about this process? You know, in my previous videos, I talked about different ways that you can come to Canada. And one of those ways is by coming as an international student to come study in Canada. It has a lot of benefits. If you have not watched the previous video, please go back and watch it. Common ways, pathways to Canada. And part 2, I talked about education as a means of relocating to Canada. So that is very important. Please watch the video. And today I'll be talking about how you can apply for your study visa. So once you are given your admission, the next thing for you to do is to apply for your study visa. How can you apply and what are the requirements? Today, I'll just give you an overview of what it is like, and in another video, I will talk more about each of these documents and requirements in more details and tell you about things that can make your study visas to be rejected. But today, I'm just focusing on giving you an overview of what it is like to apply for your study visa. So let's get started. How do you apply for your study visa? What do you need to apply for your study visa? First of all, you need an international passport. I know that is very basic, yes, but you do need an international passport. Some people want to come over to Canada, but they don't even have an international passport. How are you going to do it? How do you want to travel? It's not going to work, right? So I'll just share with you a very personal story. So when I was growing up, I didn't have the opportunity to travel. I didn't have the privilege of traveling outside my country. But when I finished my university, I decided to go get an international passport because I had this strong conviction in my heart that I was going to be traveling around the world. And I tell you, when I got the passport, good enough for me, it wasn't a waste. When the opportunity came for me to travel as a result of my work and other things, it was just there for me to use. So please go get an international passport if you don't have one. Please, it's very important. All right, next thing you need is a digital passport. So you need a digital photo. Although personally for me, when I did some of my applications to Canada, I never really did that, but it's recommended you have one. And the requirements is for this digital photo is actually spelled clearly on the Canadian immigration website. You can find the information there. So those are very basic things. I won't talk so much about them. But the other things that are very important that you need to do are this. So now that you have your admission, you want to apply for your visa. So the application process for the visa, it's actually online. So there are actually two methods in reality. You have the online application and then the hard copy paper application. But these days, everybody is doing everything online. So, and online is actually very fast. So I would encourage you to do, my personal recommendation is for you to do the online application. Please, very important. So the online application, but before you do the online application, these are some of the things that you have to get ready. Like I mentioned, your international passport. The next thing is for you to show proof of funds. So for you to study in Canada, you need to have the money to take care of yourself, to take care of your school fees, your tuition, and to take care of your living expenses. So you need to be able to convince the visa processing officer, the visa officer, that you are able to take care of yourself in Canada. So, and this will be through the proof of funds. The proof of funds could be in the form of your bank statement, if you are self-sponsored or someone else is sponsoring you, your father, your mother, your uncle, anyone is sponsoring you, they need to provide a statement of their bank account. And also, it could also be in form of a scholarship. Maybe you already have a scholarship from the university where you're going to, or through any other means, any form of funding that you have from anywhere, make sure you show it. It could also be like your landed property. It could be like investments that you have, businesses that can take care of your expenses while you're in Canada. You know, generally things that can help you to show that you are enough, like you can really take care of yourself, that coming over to Canada, finance will not be a distraction. Yes, even though you can work when you're in Canada, but it's usually very good you have these sources of income, things to support yourself. So proof of fund is very, very important. You cannot do without it. Many people have had their visas denied as a result of insufficient proof of fund. Now, the Canadian immigration website provides you these details as to how much you need to have in your account. When you go to the Canadian immigration website, you can find out how much you need to have. And also, so the proof of fund as well, you don't really need to have the tuition money for the duration of your study. Most times what they need to see is that you have an amount that can cover you for at least a year. So that means that if your course is like 2 years, you just need to show proof of fund for just the first year alone at least. Right, that is for proof of fund for covering for your tuition fee for the first year and for your living expenses. They are not even asking you to spend the money right away, but they are just saying provide an evidence that you have the money. So when it is time for you to spend it, then there will not be an issue. Do you understand what I'm saying? Thank you. So very, very important, the proof of fund. The next thing you need to do is to have your statement of purpose ready. So your statement of purpose in your visa application, there's a place for you to put these documents, some special documents. Right, so statement of purpose is very, very important because this is where you get to explain yourself to the visa officer, telling them why you want to school in Canada, why you have chosen the course that you want to do, what you plan to do after your schooling, after studying the course, and how you're going to fund yourself in school, what your plans for the future are. All those kind of things are the things you will put in the statement of purpose. And this document is very critical because this is where this is the only document that really, really will speak for you. Right. And something else I forgot to mention, your admission offer. Of course, for you to apply for your study visa, you need your admission offer. The offer letter from the university saying that you have been granted an admission to study a particular course in that university. That is very important. You need that document before you can actually start the application. But then, going back to the statement of purpose, you also explain in the letter of and the statement of purpose saying you have an admission already to study this course in this university, things like that. And then you also need to have what we call home ties. Home ties. So home ties is basically The requirement for a study visa in Canada is that by the time you are done with your school in Canada, you are supposed to go back home. I know that sounds funny because many people that want to come to Canada to school, eventually they want to stay back. And the good thing is that Canada actually wants you to stay back in Canada. The government wants you to stay back in Canada. But the requirement for studying is that you have to go back. So that looks like a double standard. It looks like a double standard. They want people, but at the same time, they want you to go back. Right. So don't bother yourself. Actually, once you're in Canada and you're a student, you finish your study, you're going to stay back. Nobody's going to send you away. But they want you to provide evidence that you have something that can take you back to your home country. So you need to, in that letter of explanation or the statement of purpose, you need to tell them things that can potentially take you back to your country. Things like, okay, you have a job offer waiting back for you in your country, or the course that you're studying in Canada, by the time you're done, that course has a high demand back in your country. Things like you have a family back in your country where you come from, or you have businesses in your country where you come from. Just anything that can convince them that you're likely going to go back, you explain that. Probably if you've traveled previously to other countries and by the time you finished your whatever took you to those countries, you came back to your countries, you tell them that, okay, I've traveled to this other country, I've traveled to this other country, and by the time I was done with what I went for, I actually came back to my country. So that shows that you are law abiding. It means that you have proof to show that you can actually go back to your country when you are done. So these things are very important, and these are things that you would have to state in your statement of purpose. So these are some of the things that you need. Additionally, you also need what we call to do a medical exam. So you need to be medically fit for you to study in Canada. So, and the only way for you to do that is to do an exam, a medical exam, and there are recommended approved hospitals by the Canadian immigration body, and those are the only ones that you can use to do the exam. But the medical exam, just to let you know, you don't have to do it before you start the application, but just have it in mind that it's something that you have to do. Now, I'll talk briefly about it. It's also good to do the medical exam where possible ahead of time, even before you start your visa application. So when you go to the immigration website, look for like the hospitals that have been approved in your country to do the test, book an appointment and get the medical exam done ahead. So that way you can submit the documents that they will give you from the hospital confirming that you have done the medical exam. So when you submit your application for visa, study visa, you just put the document there, and that would also fasten the process. Right. So it's very important you have that at the back of your mind. Just know that that's something you have to do. And also you may need to get a police report, a police clearance, a police certificate, as the case may be, just to confirm that you have no criminal cases. Canada is a safe place. They want people to also come safe. I don't know how to put that. So basically they just want to make sure you're not a threat to the society. So you also need to get that ready. So once you have all these documents ready and more, then the next thing for you to do is to do the actual application. Like I said, the online application is actually easier and faster. So for you to do that, you need to go to the immigration website, select immigration to Canada, select studying as an international student, and then you have to create a profile. So for you to create a profile, you answer some basic questions about yourself, and then after that you can then put in all of these documents that I've mentioned. There will be spaces for you to put them, and as well there will be application forms that you need to complete. So you download them, you fill in the spaces, all the information that is required, and then the next thing is for you to upload this document and pay the application fee, and then you are good to go. So these are some of the basic steps that you need once you get your admission offer and you want to apply for your study visa. So your study visa is a document you will be given in your home country by the Canadian embassy. And after that, for you to come to Canada, you also need what is called a study permit. So the study permit, you don't get it in your country, you get it when you come over to Canada. So just at the point of entry, that's at the international airport. When you land in Canada, you would have to present your other documents, your study visa, of course, and then they will review and then give you your study permit that allows you to study in Canada as well as work in Canada. So these are some of the steps that you really need to take. So I believe they are very useful, and I believe as you apply all this information that I've given to you, then you can be sure that you'll be able to get your study visa approved. Make sure no information is left blank. Try to complete your document as early as possible, as complete as possible as well. And then I believe that if you take the right steps, as I've outlined, you will definitely see yourself in Canada. So thank you once again, and please don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like the videos, share with your friends, and I will see you in the next video where I'll be sharing more details about how to write like your statement of purpose, how to show proof of funds, and things like that in the other videos. So thank you once again and have yourself a lovely day. Bye.